scary is a man at the top of the food chain. Look, this little freshwater crocodile was scared and fled crazily. If you think he's underage, then look at this 2-meter-long saltwater crocodile. Also under Bay's guidance, he turned around and ran. In this issue, Bay comes to the Kimberley wilderness in Australia, where there is an extreme climate. Temperatures will reach as high as 54 degrees Celsius. And now it's the rainy season, making conditions worse. Known locally as suicide season. When we reach our destination, Bay put on goggles, jumped off the plane in a very handsome posture. Just landed. He felt the scorching heat. Based on the principle that everything can be used. With his parachute in his hand, Bay began to look for heights to observe the terrain. This is the beautiful scenery that appears in front of you. I couldn't help but exclaim, even the well-informed Bay. If it weren't for the risk, it's really worth appreciating. Bay, who has already made a good strategy, is very clear. The northwest coastline is the destination of the adventure. The problem is the northwest wind on which side? If this is the wrong way, you can only drink the northwest wind. So he flashed his Rolex to find his direction. In the southern hemisphere, point 12 points at the sun. The middle position between the sun and the hour hand is due north. Then he silently recited in his heart the sentence, up, north, down, south, swell west, right, east. Bay immediately locked onto the northwest before setting off. He also laid his parachute flat on the ground. Then used a stone to shape an arrow, so that the rescue team in the air can see where they are heading. After doing all this, Bay immediately moved towards the bottom of the valley. Without rope protection, he took every step very carefully. When we reached the bottom of the valley, my whole body is soaked in sweat. To make matters worse, this place is like an airtight melting pot, sultry and suffocating. So Bay quickly picked up the kettle and drank 2 large mouthfuls. Calm down. Although the plains at the bottom of the valley look lush, but in fact, this hot and humid environment is even more uncomfortable. The scorching sun makes it even more difficult for Master Bay to move. Therefore, there is an urgent need for a hat to protect the head. But today, Lord Bay is only wearing one coat. I'm sorry to take it off, but fortunately I wore 2 pairs of pants. So he took off his shorts. Put it on your head. This gave me a blue hat. With the cover of the hat, the head really cools down a lot. But soon, Bay found that she was running out of water. There were no signs of water around. You can't find water in the wild and are about to face dehydration. What to do? It is said that 70% of the human body is water. The best thing to do right now is to use the internal circulation in your body. After receiving a full pot, Lord Bay could not wait to drink it. Although it doesn't taste very good, but very thirsty. If you want to ask, what will you do if you run out of this pot? Don't worry. Just one more pot. Bay is self-produced and sold. There's really no one left with an endless cycle of perpetual motion machines. Suddenly, rumbling thunder came from the sky. This is extreme weather in Kimberley. Seeing the storm coming, the top priority is to find a shelter for yourself. And this cliff is a good choice. He used the ivy leaf first. Tie a dead piece of wood tightly to a tree as a frame. Then we found some branches and put them on the cliffs and frames as beds. This way, you can stay away from the stagnant water on the ground when you sleep at night. But at this time, the heavy rain is getting worse and worse. The constant collection of rainwater fell from the cliff. Seeing this, Lord Bay quickly took out a canteen to pick up the water. I also took a shower. It's like nectar falling from the sky. Got a relaxed quilt leaf. The framework was quickly set up. Then they found a lot of eucalyptus leaves. Put it on it densely to make a roof. Finally, some smaller and softer leaves were selected. Lay it on the bedstead. This is the place for tonight. I lay on it and tried it. Very soft. Looks like we can sleep well tonight. At this time the rain also stopped. Bay also found some igniters and started living. Looking at the burning fire, I can finally relax my tired body. Just got up the next day. Bay discovered today's breakfast. This is a wild fig tree. The fruits above provide a rich source of vitamins. Bay quickly climbed up with her flexible skills. After a night of starvation, as soon as he reached the top of the tree, he couldn't wait to pick one. Look at the color, it doesn't seem to be ripe yet. Is this unfortunate? Pallet leaves like to eat raw. Before leaving, he took a full pocket. Only then did he jump down from the tree contentedly, relying on figs and a pot of water. Bay continues to move towards the coastal areas. Wait until it comes to noon. The water in the kettle reached the bottom again. Bay began to look around for signs of water source. And the canyon in front of you can go down and explore it. The canyon is not very deep, is only 12 meters. Bay used the tree next to him to climb slowly down. But the problem is that the trunk is not only very thick, the bark is still rough. Along the way, it's true that Lord Bay's little brother ate a lot. There is some standing water at the bottom of the valley, but that's not what he wants. You see this kind of stagnant water in the wild. Don't rush to drink it, because you have no idea where this water comes from. Bay swam up along the stagnant water, trying to find its source. And this small water time is an underground spring caused by heavy rain, filtered through the rocks. The water has become very clean. Not only can it be used to wash your hair, you can also drink it directly after washing your hair. After guarding the puddle and drinking contentedly, fill the pot with shellfish leaves and leave. Climb a hillside in the scorching sun. He suddenly ran forward. He cried out while running. It turned out that a rushing stream appeared in front of me. Bay was overjoyed. He jumped in without even having time to drag his shoes. After 2 days of scorching heat in the humid wilderness, all I'm waiting for is to jump into the water and take a cool cold shower. Even when you set out again, you have to sit in the stream and move forward. When we returned to shore again, Lord Bay had an unexpected gain. I saw him stride forward and grabbed a snake's tail. This is dinner tonight. Lord Bay was so excited that his eyes were shining. Now we have water and food. All we need is a place to live. Lord Bay took a fancy to the protruding armor in front of him. So I swam over with today's dinner. As night fell, he lit the fire. After you have eaten and drank enough, you will go to sleep directly on the ground. Next morning, the first thing when Lord Bay got up was to say something deep for yourself. Even in the wild, personal hygiene cannot be sloppy. After landing, continue to walk along the river. Head to the coastline. It's easier to find people there. It's been moving forward for a while. The river becomes wider. The rocks are gradually decreasing. As the terrain changes, he is also about to face new dangers. Because this is the territory of freshwater and saltwater crocodiles. Especially saltwater crocodiles are extremely dangerous. At this time, Bay saw a small freshwater basking in the sun. Just when he wanted to go over and say hello, the rescued baby crocodile fled crazily. Jumping alligator is the first time I've seen. Bay continued to swim down the river. This kind of thin and long mouth is an adult freshwater crocodile. They are most likely to attack when they are scared. So it's better to get out of here as soon as possible. As we get closer to the sea, are more likely to encounter saltwater crocodiles. Now it's their breeding agent. Often leave their habitat, come upstream, but also more aggressive. You see, this is an adult saltwater crocodile. They have the same noses as Guan Yuan, is the most dangerous creature here. The bite force is comparable to a Tyrannosaurus rex. But when it comes to men at the top of the food chain, he still turned around and ran away. Go any further. The shell leaves enter the forest. He not only saw wallabies. I also met Aozhou crane. So it also indicates that there are no dangerous creatures nearby. Last, when Bai Yi came to a small hillside panting, he saw buildings in the distance reflecting light in the sun. That means that this challenge has ended successfully.